Hello, I'm Tom. I work in the club shop and you're watching That Wrexham Podcast.
4 years ago, right? Steve Parkin comes in as the assistant manager. The cameras are here. I mean, as an old school man, what were your thoughts?
Don't want him here. Nowhere near me.
He would have hated every second of this.
When I text Steve saying, do you fancy coming on the podcast, I said, you know how reserved I am about the media. And is that because of the swearing, or is that just because...
Well, initially, when the documentary came in, I think there was a concern that, my language is not the best. I'm a miners son, brought up in a miners village, and people say what they think. And Lee Butler was the goalkeeping coach, and he's similar. So we thought, when we were driving in the car together, we thought, not sure about this.
Really?
Kind of, if we were our normal selves, which you would expect us to be, how would that go out in the documentary? And what would people think about it?
You're thinking you're going to get in trouble here. We're going to say something and put our foot right in our mouths, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah. And not just about football either, because we both love cricket. So there's a bit of stick flies about cricket, quite apt at the moment with the Ashes, and lots of other stuff. So we were definitely reserved about the fact that we were going to be filmed all the time.
Is it fair to say getting rid of the butts was the best thing you ever did?
Yeah.
We lose in the playoffs, you get rid of butts, Aidan comes in, free promotions in the bounce.
I still play golf with him, and
he's a great guy as well.
He's a great guy, and he does bring that up fairly regularly. Did well, didn't I? Good decision that, retiring at the end of that season. Free promotions on the spin.
Exactly, yeah. When the gaffer says, how did it go about? So when the gaffer gets offered the job here, does he ring you up and say, do you fancy it? Or is it we've got this, you're coming?
Normally the second one, but what happened was it was a friend's birthday and we were down in Windsor at the races, 4 couples, a family really, cousins, and he phoned me up and he said, I'm going to speak to Wrexham today. And I said, it's a bit strange, you've turned it down twice, haven't you? And he said, yeah, I've just, Sean Harvey spoke to me and thinks I should speak to Rob on his uncle. And I said, right, okay. He said, but, open mind, but I'll get back to you. So I said, okay. So I mentioned it to the wife over a Prosecco. He said, Wrexham, can he pick somewhere a bit further away? Sunderland, Bolton, Wrexham. So I said, yeah, but I'm not sure anything will come out of it. And then it was probably a couple of hours later, and we were actually in the races, and the phone went, and he just said, I spoke to Rob, and he's 100% sold it to me, and we are going to Wrexham.
Simple as that.
So I said, is that the royal we, or is that...
Yeah.
Do you know how many games you've done as assistant manager to Phil? I do. I've done a bit of research here. Do you know how many you've done?
By the way, this is the only flipping research he ever does. Never does anything. It's just because of you.
Do you know what? I've got no idea.
Just over 700.
Wow.
It's not bad, that, mate.
Pretty good.
So 700 games.
Yeah.
It's fair to say then you're Phil Parkinson's, you're his trusted guy, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd done 400 odd games as a manager myself before I became an assistant. And there were certain things when I was a manager that were changing very much, certainly the media, certainly bits and bobs in the game that didn't sit uneasy with me, but I was I'd done me almost 10 years as a manager, and I think it was time for a change, to be honest. And then when this came along, he hardly sold it to me at Bradford, to be honest. The wages, the squad's not very good. Would you come and work with me?
Yeah, but you beat me in the playoff final. Yeah, cheers. Squad wages that still beat us 3-0 in the playoff final. Yeah, cheers. By the way, I was at Northampton at the time.
Second season though, Foz. I was on it second season when we put a good team together. But we enjoyed this time at Bradford. I think, to answer your question, is that I think there's a mutual trust between us, and he knows that, it sounds daft this, but not daft. I think there's a seriousness to it, is that he knows that I'd done kind of 10 years as a manager anyway, and I don't think for 1 minute he's ever thought that I would want his job, which is 100% true.
Because that's hard as well, because a lot of managers would think the opposite.
Yeah.
They'd think, right, he's been a manager,
yeah,
he wants to go back to being a manager, so we've got to be a bit careful about it.
When you've been sacked then before, so Bradford, Sunderland,
yeah,
when you got sacked, did you get sacked at the same time?
Yes. Yeah.
Which makes it a little bit easier on you, actually,
Without
doesn't
a
it?
doubt.
Yeah, it takes the decision out of your hands.
Because
yeah,
if you're having to stay at the club and try and then guide them, and say if you did well for half a dozen games or something like that, and they offer you the job, it doesn't quite sit right, does it?
No, and I think that it's fairly obvious now, and after all these years, I mean, I don't know, is it 13 years or something like that?
Yeah.
We don't necessarily
25.
come as a pair, but it appears that way, doesn't it? So.
Yeah.
You know what? One thing that obviously intrigues me is that, right? So manager and assistant manager have to be on the same page, yeah. Because I've played with managers where the assistant manager will say something in training and it just completely contradicts what the manager says. Yeah. So is that a case of where you're in the office and you have your disagreements in the office, but as soon as you leave that door, you're both aligned?
100%. That is, you're spot on. Absolutely spot on. We don't always agree. We often disagree.
It's good. That's good.
On lots of things. But we don't disagree to the effect that I would disrespect him because he says final say. And what stays in the office stays in the office. And once we get on the training ground, it's, you know what it's like. You both know what it's like. You both worked at lots of clubs. And you both know that if there's a split in the staff, or you can drive a wedge between the staff, you will end up with problems. Yeah. Always. Staff don't have to be best friends. They don't have to socialise. You know, I don't go out for dinner with Phil 3 times a week. But it's really important. We've always felt it's really important that you sing off the same hymn sheet, obviously.
That's so important. Having each other's back, no matter who it is, whether it's Aidan, the goalie coach, whether it's one of the coaches, Jonah, doesn't matter who it is. You have each other's back. So if somebody says something bad about you or about, you'll go, no, because as soon as they know they can get that little wedge,
tight.
They'll open it up, they will.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain decisions that can be made during a working week that I'm comfortable with making, but there'll be certain questions that players ask, and I'll say straight away, you better ask Phil. Do you know what I mean? Ask the gaffer. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't feel as though that there's odd questions about whatever it may be that is above my pay grade, and it falls at Phil's feet, really. Yeah. And he has to answer that. If I can help 9 times out of 10 with the group and the squad, I will. But the bigger decisions have to be made by the manager. That's interesting. Would that have been a conversation you'd have had right at the start, or is that something that just naturally happened? I think it naturally happened, to be honest. Yeah, I think it naturally happened. When we first met up, we didn't have a conversation about, are you eventually going to want to be a manager again? He never mentioned that to me. No. So yeah, I think it's evolved and it's happened naturally, and I'm completely at ease with it, and I think it is. What's
the workload like as a assistant manager? Your relationship specifically, when you get home, is your phone off for the night, or is Phil ringing you going, mate, if you send it, you're watching this game here, they're playing 3-5-2. Why don't we try it? It's not
very often in the week. In the week, when it gets towards the end of the week before a game, he might phone me and say, I've been having a rethink about the shape. I think I might want to go this way. What do you think? Have you had a look at Swansea, for instance, coming up the weekend? So we'll have a conversation about that. The one time when he does phone you up and not pesters you, but he's on the phone constantly, is when you're on holiday, which is really nice. So that was really good.
Is that
so
when
we changed the whole team, Benidorm with the lads.
Yeah, when you're in Benidorm.
When we changed pretty much the whole team at Bradford to go on to beat Northampton in the playoffs. We were in Turkey, me, Kate and the girls. It was like, Gaffer's up again. Gaffer, can I help you? Yeah, well, you've got to watch this player. No laptops then, 13 years ago on holiday, but just pop in and get on the computer. There's a player I want you to watch, Stephen Darby. Amazing guy, amazing player, and obviously we're all very sorry what's happening to him at the moment, but Gary Jones, people like that during while we're on holiday. So yeah, there's no, but I don't think there should be. I think if you take the job seriously, because he would say after that, do us a favour, just between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, even though you're on yours, look at a player or make a phone call to me, because it's easy then. You just say to the wife,
you can't ever switch
between
off.
9:30 and 10. I'm out about.
You went never switching off, are you?
No.
Brings me nicely actually, because since you joined the club in 2021-22 season, do you know how many players you have signed in those 5 years?
Wow, Foz, come on.
I'm doing my research properly, all right, Steve.
4.5 years.
Proper research this.
I was close.
No, you weren't.
I was closer than you.
45?
No. 77.
Wow.
77 players have signed for the club since you and Phil took over. That in itself is just... It'll be up there as one of the most, probably, right?
I would say so.
As in English football.
Yeah.
How is that dealing with that income and outgoing of players?
Yeah. Hard work, full on. A lot of Y Scout.
Yeah.
A lot of watching Y Scout. A lot of hours. Because obviously everybody knows now. I think everybody's aware that the way to watch football matches is on a computer now.
Yeah.
Obviously not. We've got scouts that go out. We've got Chris that goes out. But in general, it's kind of all Y Scoutish.
So just for context, Y Scout is like it's an online platform basically where you can go in and
type the player's name,
and it'll bring you all his clips up, delivery, left foot, right foot, shots, goals, everything, anything you want to know about a player basically you can find on Y Scout.
But also with that as well, you only that doesn't give you a makeup of the player's personality.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't tell you how he behaves when he's not in the team. It doesn't tell you how he behaves, you know, in his personal life. So you've got to check all that up as well.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, due diligence is a big part of his.
I remember you saying you spoke to Adi literally the day I signed. You were like, I spoke to Adi about you, and you think as a player, you don't really think that they're ringing round and
oh, they will. Yeah,
we try and share the load in terms of like, if Phil knows that I've got a contact with a player like Toze and Adi Boothroyd, then he'll say, "Can you phone Adi? Can you phone him? Can you phone him?" They all know this player, and you know them, and they'll give you an honest answer. I'll not tell you what Booth has said about Toes, obviously.
What I was going to say is, so we obviously know, because we've seen it firsthand, your workload between you and the Gaffer, so how the dynamic works. So obviously training, meetings, etc. What does that look like?
It looks like 7:15 in the morning, get in, go in the gym, have a blast on the bike,
go on,
clear the head. I know the body doesn't look like it, but I do try my best. Normally 8:15, 8:30, we have a meeting about the training. Any other business on the back of that we need to talk about, travelling, hotels, this, that, the other. Decide what session we're doing, do the session, come in and have a recap about how some of the players looked, what kind of frame of mind they're in. Are they looking as though they want to be in the team at the weekend or not? Any tactical stuff, games that's coming up, go through it on the whiteboard, and that's the general makeup of a normal week. And then Saturdays is normal. Come in 3 hours before, get prepared for the game.
Brilliant.
How you just mentioned something there. I just think it's really interesting. I don't think a lot of people won't understand when it comes to team selection. Is what state they're in. A lot of players are very physically fit, right? And then, even if it's game after game after game, they're very physically fit, and physically they can cope with the demands of playing those type of games. But when you look at the squad or look at the individual players, how much do you think about the mental side of it?
A lot.
Massive,
A lot.
Does that come into? Does it alter team selection weekly?
It can do, it can do, and I think that we have certainly evolved in that, because I think maybe 10, 12, 13 years ago that probably wasn't high on the agenda. Certainly in this division, the demands of the international breaks, and then you've then got to cram the fixtures in between the next ones, means that it is Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, and there is an amount of games where some players might not be able to cope with that mentally. Not physically.
People don't understand that.
They're all specimens now, aren't they? The boys are specimens. Not many of them drink these days. They all look after themselves. Every club's got a dietitian. They eat properly. So physically, they're all in really good shape to play 3 games a week. Mentally, is there a fatigue there that might stop these working? Do you know what I mean?
And it's not even just from having played the games, it's the travelling as well.
Of course.
People don't understand that.
But even I've seen it firsthand with my situation when I was here. Like I knew, like, mentally, I probably was fighting it for too long. Do you know what I mean? Like my situation. But yes, and it soon catches up with you.
Massively.
It's obvious.
Massively. Mental fatigue. If that ain't firing, nothing's firing. Simple as that.
100%. Yeah, and I think we kind of... I think we do cover every base when we are selecting the team, and we try and make sure that that's covered as well. He'll have his opinion on the team, we'll have ours, the Gaffer will have the final say. He very rarely names the subs until 15 minutes before the subs have to be in. He likes to do it that way. He feels as though he needs right up till 1:15 to have a think about what permutations we can change, what we can do. And some managers don't do that, do they?
No, you can tell.
They name the subs pretty early, really. But Phil's been exactly the same over the subs from day one when I met him. That it's lastminute.com in terms of not his preparation, how he configures in his mind which substitutes he would like on the bench.
What are the like pressures and expectations been like going from National League right up to now?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, pretty. I mean, I think we've handled it pretty well. I think that, you know, the documentary guys are here and they're respectful, and if we tell them not to film, they don't film. I think we are aware that the club is in the spotlight constantly because of the owners, rightly so, and also because of the stuff that we've achieved, rightly so. And this year, obviously, we brought a lot of players in and we paid a few quid for them.
Would you say the pressure in that National League was higher than it is now?
Without a doubt.
Which is bizarre
Without a
for
doubt.
people to believe.
Without a doubt.
But yeah.
100%. When you've been in a league for 14 years and there's no sign of you getting out of it, that is real pressure.
Yeah.
That is, you know, this pressure, what we've got now is to be enjoyed. Competing in one of the best leagues in the world, one of the best watched leagues in the world. This is by all means not a doddle, but it's there to be enjoyed. Whereas, as you well know, because you played in loads of the games, there's a pressure and an expectation that Wrexham are coming to town, they'll win. But what people don't realise, when Wrexham came to town in the non-league, where they probably averaged 800 to 1,000 fans, it was full. Yeah. Every away game was full. And they really wanted to see Wrexham lose. And we had that loads, Toze, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh,
we had it loads.
Yeah, it was like the circus was coming to town.
Maidenhead
People
springs
just
to
wanted
mind. But when I think the guys come to the game, it's like always up for a game to play Wrexham. So I think that was a real big achievement, I think.
What's it like when the owners come? Do you have to really try and dumb that noise down? Because it's straight away it's on Sky, straight away it's on all the social media. Oh, the owners are there. Another A-lister celebrity actors here today to watch. Yeah. Are you trying to keep that away from the players as much as possible?
Well, it's difficult with social media because they know. But I have to say, and you know, I am saying it wholeheartedly, they are so respectful. Yeah. They really are. And you were both there. That, you know, they always knock on Phil's door and ask him. Always. Every time they come over, they don't just walk into the dressing room. They ask Phil if it's okay. They're really respectful. He don't have a problem with it at all as long as the time scale's right. And he wants the boys to meet him. He wants the guys to meet the owners because they're two really successful men in their own right. And they might be able to just give an ounce of encouragement or an ounce of real honesty to the players when they probably need it. So we don't have a problem with them coming at all.
No. Does much change, right, from getting promoted National League to the Premier League because you were at Hull, right, as a first team coach, I'm sure? Yeah. When Phil Brown, was it 2008 or whatever, got promoted to the Premier League. Is there any differences or is it just the same sort of?
Not really, no. I think that the key thing in the season we got promoted was that we had a reasonably average start, pretty similar to us now. Okay.
Yeah.
But then during the Christmas period a little bit and after that we picked up real momentum. And it was a momentum that was almost like an unstoppable train, really. Every game we went into, we looked like winning. Most games we did win. And we went from mid-table mediocrity to bounce right into the playoffs with that kind of momentum there. And the momentum that definitely took us to the Premier League. So there's no difference. There's no, you know, even if it's a different league, it's about trying to get a team, as you well know.
Momentum's massive.
What have you noticed?
Confidence.
What have you noticed this season as opposed to the because I think in my head the way I've always seen it is National League probably expected to get promoted. League Two, even then, League One probably expecting to get promoted. Yeah. Championship, I know for a fact, is a different beast, isn't it?
Oh, massively. And we found out already to our cost at the start of the season. Most mistakes that you make get punished. Yeah. You know, sometimes in Div 1 you can make a mistake, you get away with it. You might make two mistakes and you get away with it. In this division, the strikers are more capable, they're better finishers, and that's no disrespect to the lads in Div 1. But, you know, initially we felt as though we were a little bit open and we were given a few opportunities to score away too many, and that's why we got punished, really.
Yeah, I think the game against Watford showed that as well. The ruthlessness. Yeah. 2 chances, bang, 2-1 down.
Yeah.
I think to start the season, Southampton, first game.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, I could go for
last couple of minutes.
Every game.
Yeah.
West Brom straight away afterwards.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, brutal. Yeah. The sickening one at Southampton was that we probably deserved to walk away with something.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah.
But, and played very well, and it's a new team and new players, but at the end of the day, we didn't deserve to walk away with him because we give 2 goals away, do we?
Right, it goes, doesn't it?
2 moments of brilliance, a free kick, wasn't it? And then Stevens at the back post. Yeah. But so when you obviously go on this ride and you're going through it now, 77 players you signed, you've got to let players go. And I mean, how tough is that when you've got players like last season, Fletch, Chomp,
really
like
tough.
letting them go and saying thank you for getting us where we are, but it's time for you to go.
Yeah, it never gets any easier. I can remember back to my management days when we'd got 2 stalwarts at Rochdale in Keith Hill, who became a manager, and Mark Monington, and they were the 2 centre halves who've been there a long time and done a great job, really, a great job at a football club that had very little finances. And I just felt at the end of the season it was time to move the 2 of them on and bring in a couple of signings, Simon Coleman, Gareth Griffiths, Richard Jobson, because I felt that that's what we needed to do to try and make us better, no disrespect. And it's just as hard now as it was then. You know, especially when you're working with people 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, and you create a bond with them and you know they're good people. That is never easy. Never easy.
And then obviously you get to enjoy the fruits of your promotion. The lads go off to Vegas and you get your trips to, was it Portugal, and then
we went to
Dubai,
Portugal first time, then Marbella, and then Dubai last year.
I mean, what's going on in these trips? Are we talking pool parties and nightclubs, and is it a more sedate version?
Let me just say quickly, I've heard you're Parky's man of the match.
Good to go.
Every single
MVP.
one of these. Yeah, I've heard that of very, very good sources.
Age is only a number.
It's true, yeah.
I think what we enjoy a bit of golf, as you well know. So we played golf in Portugal, Spain and Dubai, which was brilliant. Few beers afterwards, had a couple of party nights where we let rip. But you've worked for the best part of 10.5 months.
Is this the whole coaching setup? Or how far do we go down the chain, really? Are we talking...
It was all the coaching staff and medical department.
It's good, isn't it? You know what? That's the bit where people don't understand how important that is.
And 10 bears, of course.
10 bears, without doubt. But you've got to take these people. These people are just as important as some of the players. They are. They really are. The people behind the scenes, the glue, the ones that really hold it together.
You can't hold it together if you've not got them.
Exactly.
You can't hold it together.
You couldn't go out and get another one of them.
No,
you couldn't.
No, you can't. And I think that they are. Listen, if they weren't very good, if they weren't totally dedicated, if they didn't work the long hours, if they weren't fully committed to the cause, Phil wouldn't have them. Because he's dead straight. But then he realises how much effort and time away from families, working at Christmas when everybody else is off, bank holidays. He realises, or we realise, how much time and effort they put in. So why would they not be on the trip? Why would it just be a trip for 5 or 6? We'd rather not go, to be honest. It's always been, if we're all going, and if not, then we're not bothered.
Personality over ability to do the job is massive, isn't it?
What have you had to change in the last... So you finished playing football 99, 2000, I think. So 25 years, what have you had to change about being a coach, a man? How have you had to deal with players differently?
Initially, I was aggressive, and not physically, verbally, and said it exactly how I thought it was. I always had the backing of Tony Ford, MBE, played more outfield games than any footballer in history.
Wow.
In this country anyway.
How many was that?
Well over 1,000 League and Cup. Yeah, I think there's only Peter Shilton that beat him.
Cool.
So I had his wisdom, quiet man, but I had his wisdom with me. So that was definitely a good cop, bad cop type situation. And that has had to change. Yeah, because players, they can't handle that kind of criticism. No fault of their own. I think it's the way that kids are brought up these days, and I think that it's the way that we were brought up, and your mum or your dad told you exactly what it is and exactly what they thought.
And you're just out with it.
Shows you you've got to. You have to adapt it, don't you?
You've got to adapt.
That's just the way it is through time.
And you can't do that now because they're sensitive, and they've never been brought up with that. They've been brought up in academies where it's all about. Well, most of the time it's all about encouragement and development and making them better technically. So that side of the game has definitely changed.
Have you enjoyed coaching more than management?
Yeah, I've enjoyed getting close to the players.
Yeah.
Not close.
That's
too
what
close.
we were talking about before.
Yeah, I've enjoyed getting close and getting with the players, and also try and help the ones that I think I've always prided myself in trying to help the ones that are out of the team.
Yeah.
Because it's easy when you're in the team.
Yeah,
because you're in it.
Yeah.
Do you know
just
what I mean?
let people go on.
So it's kind of, I think my role at the club has a lot of the time has been to make sure the ones that are not in the team are training properly, make sure that they don't become too disruptive, which, touch wood, we've hardly ever had, and making sure that they're ready, that, as we well know, suspension, injury can happen straight away. Are they ready to go in? You know, if they're out for last 3 weeks and they've not trained properly, and then all of a sudden they get in the team and they play poorly, whose fault it is? It's our fault for letting them get away with it, and it's their fault for doing it. So you can't let that happen.
That's the thing, isn't it? When you're in your role, you have to almost give a little bit, but keep them still at arm's length.
Yeah.
We were in Melbourne this summer. We're having a good few drinks, weren't we, in the night? And we wouldn't have been able to do that if I was still a player.
No.
But you just have to keep, when they're playing, at a good arm's length.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the key thing is that sometimes the lads don't see it.
Yeah.
They don't see the bigger picture when they're not in the team,
Oh,
which I get.
It's always there and now.
I've been there.
They can't see past here and now, can they?
No. But there is a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Take it personal, that's the thing.
Yeah.
People take it personally when they're not playing.
Yeah, there is a bigger picture in terms of, A, you might get back in the team, B, somebody might be checking up. You get to that end of the season and you've behaved poorly for quite a long time. And then another manager, Steve, by the way, what's he like?
Someone's always watching.
Due diligence.
That's what I always, honestly, my whole career, I always feel somebody is always watching.
Even
me.
in the warm-up. So warm-up for a
Somebody's
game,
watching.
someone's watching your attitude, your body language. It's massive.
So it always gives me pleasure to say, brilliant lad, good trainer, no problem when he was out of the team. Could be a bit sulky when he got the news, but after that, got on with his job, definitely sign him.
Yeah.
It gives me a lot more pleasure saying that than saying, whoa, don't touch him with a barge pole. Don't go anywhere near it.
But the thing is,
you've got to be trustworthy.
You have to be honest with it.
Of course.
I get it myself. I've had managers ring me, and I have to tell them honestly, and I'll say, don't touch him.
No.
He is a bad egg, and he's a nuisance when he's not playing.
Yeah.
But if he's playing, he's great.
Yeah.
But if he's not, he's a nuisance.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest about it.
But that's the bigger picture, innit? That's the bigger picture of trying to explain to him. Your career might not end up being here at Wrexham, but you might go somewhere else and bounce on. It might end up even better, but it's not going to end up better if you're going to be like that. And I think that I've always been decent. I mean, he'll tell you different, but always decent at keeping that group together. And he used to he used to help me with that as well.
Yeah.
Big.
How
star.
important are guys like a Tozer having a 1 or 2 or 3 Tozers around the place?
Massive, absolutely massive. Because you need people to manage your dressing room, not only on the pitch. You need the dressing room managed as well. Somewhere to just say, hey, by the way, take your foot off the brake for a little bit, will you? Come on, stop behaving like that. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be physical, you don't have to clonk anybody, but there's times when the players have to say, look, come on, we're all together here.
Do you know what?
It's even training properly.
He opened my eyes up a bit, Toze did, to be fair, because he was one that, I know he's the captain, I know he's the club captain or whatever, but he stuck to his word, and it was always black and white. So it's not popular sometimes to go in front of the lads and go, whoa, we're not doing that. Don't you do that, all right? It's not popular because you always have to be that bad guy, don't you? But if you stick with it and go, no, it's not, then everybody knows.
Of course they know. They know where they stand, don't they?
Yeah, it's good. He opened my eyes up a bit, to be fair, because it's almost like he enjoyed being hated at times as well. Like, loved it, he did.
The right thing is the right thing. Get off me anyway. We're being prompted to ask you about Mickey Thomas' story.
Okay. Which one?
Do you want to go off?
The clean ones. Give us the clean ones.
The clean one, okay. So I am 17, 18, got to leave the club digs and go into my own digs to pay the landlady to now pay for it because I got a pros contract.
Whereabouts in Stoke were you living?
So I was living right by the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Right next to the stadium. And I think it was Ebden that Mickey got this beautiful house. I didn't know his beautiful house at this time. So Mickey had moved out there, and he was
Endon.
I think it was
Towards Leek Way. Yeah, I used to live there in digs myself. Lovely digs. Yeah.
So
Eric Bristow used to live out there, you know.
Yes,
had a big pink house.
He did.
There you go.
He did. Maureen Flowers. Married to Maureen, wasn't he? So
there was a joke in there somewhere. I was thinking about it.
I was surprised you didn't find it. You normally find them.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
So what happened was that my new digs weren't ready for 2 weeks. So Mickey said, and I was right in the edge of the first team or in the first team, training with him every day. He went, "Oh, come and live with me." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, yeah, no problem. Come and live with me. I said, "Where do you live?" So he told me. So I said, "All right, okay." I said, "But it's like from tomorrow, Mick. Do you know what I mean?" He went, "Yeah, no problem. No problem." So anyway, I drive, get into this cul-de-sac. There's only like 4 or 5 beautiful red brick houses. Lovely. So I knock on this door. Like, Mickey comes to the door, opens the door. He says, come in, Steve, come in. So I comes in. So I walks in the lounge. There's a chair, a telly, and a mattress on the lounge floor. So I've gone, no settee, no, absolutely. So I'm thinking,
it's a bachelor pad, this
is. Here? He said, "Come upstairs, I'll show you your room." I said, "All right, brilliant." So we go upstairs, you open this bedroom, there's no in it. Just a carpet, no blankets. I said, "Mick, I can't sleep on the floor for 2 weeks." "Yeah, no, you'll be all right. You can borrow that mattress because I'll not be in a lot." Yeah. So that was my introduction to Mickey Thomas. But he was brilliant. He's a good player, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He's a good player. He came to Stoke. Him and Sammy McElroy came at the same time from Man U, and they were good. They were good players. Mickey was a good player. He's got so much energy and ability, and you know, he nicked a goal. And he was aggressive, and and it's been great to come back here. And I didn't know. I only knew him really from being at Wrexham as such. After we parted, you know, company and what have you, and then to get him back and to bump into him and Joey, because I knew Joey through Flinney. When we played here a few times, it was a pleasure just to meet the both of them. Brilliant. Yeah, great. Class. Good memories.
I want to know who the good cop, bad cop is between you and the manager.
Initially, definitely good cop, bad cop. Initially, I think that I've definitely mellowed. I think that we both can both lose his rag. Definitely. I think when Phil loses his, he loses it properly. He's full on.
He might swear more than you when he loses it.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Yeah. I think I can cut to the quick and, you know, be a bit sarcastic when I start. Like, do you know what I mean? And have a go. But I don't think that it'd be wrong to say as good cop, bad cop. I think we can both be as good or as bad as each other, I think. Yeah. I like it when he loses his rag, because he doesn't do it a lot, does he?
No.
You know, and the players have got, you know, great respect for him, and rightly so. And there's a bit one of them factors.
Does he ever say to you, "Lose, please go and lose"? Please.
No, I think he knows by that look in the eye.
I think when the Gaffer loses his head, I'm like, go on, lose it. Because you're thinking, I mean, it's not nice when you're sat there, of course, but you're thinking, God, he wants to get it off his chest. I'm thinking, just get it off your chest. Come on, get it off your chest. Because he thinks, doesn't he? He thinks before he says it quite well still, considering.
Yeah. I played under Andy King at Grayson a little bit. Oh, you know, really well. Yeah. He was the manager at Mansfield, and he was fantastic. And he could lose his head like you have never seen. And I can remember one particular game at home. It might have been against Southampton, going back way in the day. And we were absolutely treacherous. I was the captain, and we played this game, and we come in at half time, and he's gone ballistic, like right round everybody. You, captain of what? Joe, blah blah, this, that, blah blah blah. Right, gone through the keeper, the this, the that, the other. He had to go with the medical staff because they were in his way when he was coming up to. He says, "And you tell me this. How can we be losing 1-0 to this team?" And Lee Howarth went. He said, "What do you want?" He went, "We're not. We're drawing."
He's good.
And he went, "Are we?" And, yeah, we scored just right on half time. I'd come up for.
Can you give me stats?
He missed the goal.
I can't tell a story like Parky can, but I had him as assistant manager to Eddie Boothroyd, and we're coming at half time losing against Barnet, and he is going mad, like absolutely wild, right? And you got the skip where you put the clothes in, and he's gone to lean on the skip, and I promise you, right, he's going, "You lot, Disgrace leans on it and falls back, and his legs are up in the air like that. And if you know Keggy, honestly, it's so good. It's so good.
Just how manager stories all the time. Golden, isn't it?
Well, what a guy, though.
I have got a little bit more research. Average age of the squad. Do you know what the average age of the Wrexham first team squad, current first team squad is? Yes.
Decent. Max brings it
I'd
down
guess
a bit.
28.
Ooh. I'd say 29.
Yeah, 27.5.
Ooh,
Just
sounds
because
good.
when I go on Sky, I get all these little
Good.
stats come through. You see,
Good.
it's average age.
28.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I think that's a good age for a squad. Do you know what I mean? A bit of experience in there. We've got some of the young lads that are out on the pitch doing really good stuff, but you need to have the experienced heads alongside them.
And it's a good age, 27, 28, 29, to bounce into a new division.
Yeah, I agree.
Where you need a bit of experience.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, question here: who's the best player you've coached?
The best player I've coached? Ooh, what a good question that is.
Cool.
One of the... You got to be careful here, ain't you? Don't upset too many people. One of the most effective players that I've coached was Grant Holt.
Good shout.
Rochdale.
Yep. Went to Forest, and obviously Norwich got in the England squad. One of the most technical players that I've worked with was Ricky Lambert.
Yeah,
Wow.
good.
Yeah.
Strikers.
Both of them scored. I mean, it was a sad time at that time because we did need the money, you know, and the most important thing for Rochdale Football Club is that it still exists. You know, and David Kilpatrick and the board were fantastic at that because the gates, you know, were small. But it was such a shame we couldn't have kept them together because I thought we had a team that could, and nearly got them up the following year when we signed a few others. But it was sad that I can't remember how many goals they got in one particular season, but it was well above 50 between the two of them.
Them two together up front. Oh,
And do you know what?
gosh.
When Ricky Lambert came, he'd been playing in midfield for Macclesfield. And I just said, I'm not playing in midfield, I'm playing up front with Alty at like a 10. You know, we'll get the ball into you and he'll run in behind. But Alty came alive in the box. He was a selfish striker in terms he wanted to score. So as soon as you got it out wide and the ball coming in the box, he was lively like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So them two, back in management days, them two were good.
I was on the bench for England when Ricky Lambert made his England debut.
Oh.
Scored. He came on a sub.
That was
scored.
at Wembley, wasn't it?
First
Yeah,
touch
Wembley,
as well.
yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I was at West Brom with him as well. Like I say, good player, mate.
Yeah.
Technically, very good player.
Well, he had a good move to Liverpool as well.
very good.
In terms of heart, Gary Jones. In terms of
Gary Jones, I used to play against him.
Yeah.
Midfield.
Yeah.
When I was at Northampton.
Yeah,
You were,
yeah. In terms of tenacity and making sure everything was done properly around the ground, and Stephen Darby, absolutely exemplary human being, incredible person, and one that used to drive the team. You know, the season, where we lost in the final to Swansea, and then we beat Northampton. Sorry, Toze, to mention it again. I think we played 65 or 66 games that season, and they drove that squad because it wasn't a big squad either.
Yeah.
You know, there was only 17, 18 players that played all the time, less than that probably, and they were incredible human beings in terms of never staring defeat in the face, just real strong people. And we've had some here, haven't we? Do you know, we've had great characters here.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have been good, and in terms of name dropping here, the best player that I've ever played with. Fortunate, but only twice because he got bumped straight up, was Paul Gascoigne.
Really? Yeah. Where was that?
England under 21.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Special.
Never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. Even in, Stevie Chettle was in there. He'd tell you we used to have Dave Sexton was manager. We have these little 8-a-sides and what have you. Oh my God, it was like, what is this?
Brandon.
Where is this? Not sure. Get on the phone.
Is that the way I'm meant to be?
Got the phone. I think go on the phone to my dad in the evening.
Yeah.
Dad, I think I've just seen the best player in the world. Oh yeah, who's that? He's only 18. Dad, Paul Gascoigne. Wow.
I don't think we've seen a player like that since, really, then, have we, to be fair?
No.
Not his ability.
In every capacity.
He could travel with the ball as fast as, you know, in a full change of direction dribble that was... It didn't look high speed.
Yeah.
But you can't see many people staying up with
I
him.
saw a goal of him on internet yesterday. It's one where he kept pulling his arm up.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Mate, he's running through. He runs through about 4 players.
Pretending
Just
to
keeps
shoot.
lifting his arm up like that, yeah, just for banter. When he's around the goalie, lifts his arm up and puts it in there. It's unreal.
I tell you what, he was amazing at as well for somebody so young, how he could use his body.
Yeah.
You know, when people were trying to take the ball off him, he used to get his arm across people's faces and roll into it. It was just sensational.
Brilliant.
Beautiful. Parky, that was class.
Do you want to sign us off?
Am I doing the 3 or not?
Do whatever you want.
What about that then?
Cheers.
Well done, Parky.